There we go.
There you
Good.
go.
So I have a Dazzler demo set up
Cool.
on my computer.
Excellent.
Yeah, using the Altair Z80 simulator.
Okay.
So you guys will be able to see the DZM basic code and the results.
And we can
on the
actually run
screen.
it since it's on the simulator.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh,
it's
that was
DZM basic is so easy. It's really just a handful of commands added to MBasic.
mm,
But
Yeah.
there's two other programs that John Galt, he's in the Altair-Duino group. He wrote two little programs to turn the Dazzler on and off, which are really handy. And so, oh, let me get to my website and
Yeah.
key up I forgot I was going to put, oh yeah, I got chevrons around the DZM disk. So, well, I wonder if Paul's going to join or,
Did his time zone flip back?
I
well, his
think it
time
Daniel.
zone,
should be lined up with us now, so it should be
Okay.
9 p.m. there.
Okay.
Just chatting with him, and he asked what the topic was tonight. I said, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. So,
That's the best part.
top secret.
It's a surprise you.
Well, I guess I'll start out. I'm going to share. All right. So this is on my web page.
Yep.
If you go to the, let's see if I go here. If you go to Altair Software Library, you click on that, and it takes you to this page. And on this page, you go to Dazzler down here, click on that, and the first thing you see is the Dazzler CPM graphics disk. You don't really need that. The one you want to get is this one, DZMBASIC Dazzler Programs.
Okay.
I think that, well, if yeah, I haven't looked at this for so long, I forget what's in that zip file. If the Dazzler disk isn't in the zip file, then get this upper one.
Okay.
But I think the upper, seems to me the upper one was just Chromemco stuff. I'm not positive. But anyway, get this one for sure. You might have to get that one. And if you have Altair's Z80 simulator, you just do a do dot DZM basic or something like that dot ini. But you might also want to get this set of files. This is my collection of all the programs that I have. They're all written in DZM basic. So that way you get oh, Paul joined, yeah.
Hey,
So
Paul.
that way you get a bunch of programs that you can look at the code to see how to write other programs. So you want to get this one, probably this one, and then this one off of here. If you really want to explore some of the older Dazzler stuff, you can get this Felix disk, but it's just a few demo programs of animation, and they're pretty limited. Let's see, let me so this is you can see the code here and then the Dazzler screen.
Right now, I'm still seeing your web page, bud. I don't know if it's just me.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Let me
It's switching.
You see the Dazzler screen, right? But you don't
Right.
see the code and the Dazzler.
No.
I only see black.
I see a frame. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, there it
we
is.
go.
Okay. Yeah. it's
Okay,
just
so the
taking-
code is on the right, and
Yeah.
this is the Dazzler display from DZMBASIC.
It's blank right now. The Dazzler display.
Right,
Correct?
yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay.
Yeah, because the program isn't running yet. This is just
Gotcha,
the
okay.
listing. This is the little demo program. And actually, let me
Are you going to the fridge?
let's see. I'm gonna do a
Ellie.
do
Oh,
a
you're getting some
system
background noise, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna mute myself.
Control E.
Um,
Okay, so now I'm at the sim prompt. I made my any file. Let's see. Can I? You can see all these.
the beast of Bulgaria.
You can see all these any files. I made mine just d.any because I use it so much. But the DZMBASIC any is the one you use to run Dazzler. All the d.any is adding more drives, mounting more drives and setting up the throttle speed and stuff like that.
So the DZM or the Dazzler needs the throttle and stuff. Setting in the NE files.
Yeah. So
Okay.
if you look at my d.any file,
Yeah.
let's see, let me I can load that up real quick.
Have you got a glass?
Does the simulator have an option to like cat out a file or type out a file? I don't remember that. I know you do like directories and stuff like that, but I was trying to remember if it had a simple cat type file option.
I don't know. I never tried.
I don't know. Anybody else ever try or?
Yeah, I think there is a type command.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it a shot. Oh, you might be able to just do type and then d.any and see. Might even have a more option that you can pipe it to or send it to, depending on. Little less Windows, but it's more command line stuff. But
That's nice. Yeah. It's hard, isn't it?
Okay, now I'm trying to. There we go. So now you can see this screen.
yep. Oh yeah.
It's
Mhm.
Auto and CPU Z.
and what I'm going to do right now is I'll just copy and paste that any file in the chat.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It gives us a good starting
Yeah.
point.
That way I can go back to the
It looks like you attach a couple of work files, work disks and stuff that so essentially those did you start off with just empty disks, those work disks? And then that's where you're storing stuff, or are there actually programs in those?
No, that's just the any file for running Dazzler.
No, but if you look, there's attach command, so it'll actually mount those when you launch it for work 1, work 2, and work 3. Those will be mounted. I didn't know if there was anything in them that we need, or if they're just empty disks.
Those are just extra. That's what I use that for scrap. Why? Oh, there we go. Where's the chat? There's chat. Turn the chat on. Go back here.
Okay, yeah, that answered my question. Thanks, Walt.
Yeah.
It's-
Now I'll go back to sharing the Dazzler stuff.
The normative we're about to undertake as demo review.
Okay, so
Hi, I'm Scott
I ran
Former
the-
guide from Torquay, Australia. Done 21 days in Louisiana.
Paul, can you do me a
we got
favor and maybe
background
mute?
from you?
Yeah, I'm getting a little background noise from a buddy. Can you mute until you have maybe you have a question?
Solo support system was established based on how she performed under past challenges using 3 criteria.
So I do a do.ini.
Yeah.
That gets me into CPM with Dazzler support. Then I do a DZMBASIC. There, now I got the ready prompt from Dazzler. Then I come over here and look for that. Okay, yeah. So I load in this program. I love this. I can just do a Control C and then a Control V, and here's my program. I type run, and that program just, all it does is draw a line from X and Y 00 to X and Y 255 and changes the colors.
So is it and again, I know nothing about Dazzler. So is the Dazzler matrix a 255 by 255 just essentially a
Right.
matrix?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish
Does it go-
I wish it could go. I wish that they could. I really hope that Jeff does it with his computer at least, because he says it's possible. With FPGA that he's using to create a lot higher resolution. So if you can get it up to like 1024 by 768, then you can do some really neat graphics.
Oh yeah.
In games and stuff.
The only thing is, then it won't be Dazzler compatible.
Right.
Well, DZMBASIC. Well, he said he could make it Dazzler compatible, and because the DZMBASIC restricts the 255, but then if we can get DZMBASIC, the limits reset to go to higher resolution, it all should be Dazzler compatible, but his system would just generate the size that you try and send to it. And if you say go to Dazzler, real Dazzler mode, it won't take the high resolution stuff. Okay, so this program, it's kind of lame, but you can see it's fairly easy. The DZOPI on that line just initializes the Dazzler board. Z is a clear screen function. C sets your color. If C is set to 0, then it's black and white, and you get the full 256 by 256 resolution. But set to 1, you actually get a lower resolution, about half that. Which this is the mode you're looking at now. It's actually only 128 by 128 in reality.
It needs the extra information, extra area for
well,
the colors, saving the color bits.
Well, each of those little squares is actually a multiple of dots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really fully understand the whole thing. It's like 4 dots. And so it's like 2 high and 2 wide instead of just 1 dot high and wide, which makes it, half resolution. Then I always set the X and 0 and Y 0 as the origin for my programs, because then I can do things like let X equal X plus something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, that way it's easier to control where you're putting things on the screen. At first I was using X and Y at 128 as the origin, and then trying to go up and down that, but that's just too much arithmetic. It's it'll make you crazy. Okay, so that's that program. Now I'll load in a new program. Oops. Oh yeah, this is it. Okay, yeah. So this program, again, I have my little header with I, Z, C color set, origin set, and then the program actually runs. And then I have this little additional thing, which currently will not function because of the line 260, go back to 100 and do that again. So I'll show you that.
Actually, that's remmed out, so that's marked as a remark. So 260 just skipped over.
Oh yeah, 260.
Yeah.
260 shouldn't be rimmed out right now. Let me fix that. I forgot I was gonna. There now.
There you are.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah. And then I'll put the rim back in on here. So when I run this program, it's showing you the X to X, X to Y, Y to X, Y to Y. That's one of the neat tricks for doing symmetrical things, just like the kaleidoscope program does. It puts dots symmetrically off from the center of the screen. So that's what this program is doing. It's drawing lines.
This also seems like it's running faster than the last one, where it was going.
Well, the last one had a pause in it.
Did you have a pause? I missed that. Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, you wouldn't see the dots drawing. You would just see a line zip up on the screen.
Gotcha.
Yeah. There's no pause here.
Okay.
Or do I have a? No, I don't. I don't.
No.
I'm not going to the pause here.
Yeah.
I turn that off. But you can see that all this is doing is going from big to small to big to small, back and forth. So that's kind of cool.
Kind of drawing a hallway, if you think about it. I'm thinking, I'm doing Wolfenstein 3D. I'm taking a picture. I'm going down. If you made those into bricks, I'd have that effect.
I hadn't thought of that, but yeah, it's like a perspective of a long hallway.
The Shining.
Anyway, let's see, it's going through all the different colors, cycling through the different colors on each of the lines. And then when it's finished drawing, going through those colors, it leaves it at yellow, which was the last color selected. So I'll stop that now. I'll put the rim in 260 and you can see what happens next. And now we're going to get to this line. When this is done drawing this thing, it's going to go to line 310 and do something, it's going to cycle through all the colors on the display. So it's going to show you something, it'll have the picture done, and then it'll cycle everything through the colors, which is another neat little trick. But you're seeing almost all the commands here right now. The only one you haven't seen is the D command.
How many colors are there? And is it basic 16 or 32 or
There's,
8? Or
let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8 colors.
8 colors. Okay.
Black is 16, red is 17, green is 18, yellow is 19, blue is 20, pink is 21, aqua 22, and a pale or white is 23.
Okay.
So I made a little note on a piece of paper I keep alongside me, so I know what color to work with.
Well, that's a cool effect there at the end.
Yeah. Now it's cycling the pattern into the different colors, and then it'll just keep doing that till you get tired of looking at it. But now you're also seeing the 256 by 256 colors.
Yeah.
See, they're tinier dots.
And what switched it to that mode? I was trying to, where in the code? Let's see.
That's the W command.
The W command. Okay.
W, or no, wait, W
Oh,
is
that's
the
a wait.
Y, the Y command is the color command. And Y gives you the whole range.
Right.
You know, I haven't experimented with if Y is set to, like Y, comma, and a number. I haven't experimented with that, but that might allow you to do some other high resolution colors. I just haven't gotten to I didn't even think about that, but yeah, I should try
cool.
that sometime. But that's neat. But now, let's see, let me, where's my dots? Okay, yeah. So let me do this. I'll stop that. Takes the computer, that's running so fast, it takes the computer a little time to see the Control C. Now I'll do new again. I'm gonna do so there I just put in my initialization. Now I can do a DZOP. Oh wait, I gotta do well, yeah, I can do a DZOP D. Oh, first I should go DZ off or cap. There, cleared the screen. DZOP D. You see a little blue dot in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Now I say let X equal 100. Let Y equal 50. DZOP D. D is for dot. And it didn't do it.
Well,
You said you were at 128 by 128, so you might have gone off your range.
No,
Out of your
no,
range.
150 should be.
50. You're right. I
Yeah.
apologize. I was adding it up. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Let's try it this way. Let X equal 100. Let Y equal 50. DZOP D. Let's see. Let me get rid of line 40 and 50. 40, 50, run.
okay.
Okay, I'll do this a different way. DZOP P for position 100, comma 50. That's the same as saying let X equal and let Y equals. Then DZOP P D. There we go.
There you are.
So then I can go DZOP C for color, comma 20. DZOP D. Usually I just do it all in a program rather than typing individual things. It's still
Right.
What your cheat sheet shows 20 is set to.
Oh, 20 is color. What am I? Yeah, 20 is blue. Yeah. That's my.
So you set the blue dot blue. Okay.
19 is what I was going for.
Oh.
DZOP C19. DZOPD.
There you go.
Now I turned it yellow. So you can do dots, but of course using different things. Say like now I can say like DZOP. We're starting at that point. So I'll say L for line, comma. X will go to 150 and Y should go to 200 and it'll draw a diagonal up the screen. These commands are really so easy.
Is the DZZLER Basic? Is there a little manual that's out there, something published, or you?
It's on my webpage.
Okay, I'll look for it there.
If you
That's
can't
cool.
find it, just I should post a link to it on the chat too before the end of the Zoom session. But basically that's DZZLER Basic. It's so easy to use. And like this was the first demo program that Bob Ammerman created DZMBASIC. And he sent me his first demo program to get me started.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have a manual for it yet. And
those random numbers. Okay.
So I'll go 73. Anybody know what 73 is?
So I know ham radio. I'm trying to remember. It's a goodbye or later on or see you again. I can't remember the exact thing for ham radio.
I don't remember that in ham radio, but
oh yeah, you say 73s when you're terminating and darn, excuse me. I can't remember what it is, and I
think it's see you again.
See you again. Thank you.
See you again. Okay, yeah.
Thank you, Terry. I haven't,
But there's another important feature of 73. Have you ever watched The Big Bang Theory?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Sheldon Cooper's favorite number was 73. Do you remember why?
Oh God.
I do not, man.
Go for it. You could do square roots, half of it. There's just, reverse it to 37 and do a square of that and things like that. He had a whole bunch of different things you could do with 73 and its related numbers. And that's why it was his favorite number.
Yeah, he quite often wore a t-shirt that had 73.
Yeah. Anyway. So this was, oh wait, no, that's not, I'm running my kaleidoscope program, not Bob Ammerman's. I clicked on the wrong tab here. I have that Notepad++ program.
Yeah.
So that's my kaleidoscope that I wrote.
Cool.
So you can see it's actually looks a little bit more, it stays looking a little bit more symmetrical, or it actually stays symmetrical compared to what it looks like in the original kaleidoscope. The original kaleidoscope seems to drift a little bit into, you can't tell it's a symmetrical pattern anymore. So I'll stop that. This is Bob Ammerman's program that he sent me to get started. So you can see he's got the different commands in there.
Yeah.
To get you started with it. And you can see here on line 130, 40, 50, and 60, that's that little cycle through all the colors part. If you take those lines out, then this thing just does the first part, which goes by so quick now you can't
it flashes.
Yeah.
That's cool. And you may, I don't know if you know this, with Dazzler, before obviously there's DZM Basic, which makes it easier to program. And what were they programming in before? They're using assembler to program the Dazzler. I mean, this card's been out for, ages. So what other languages did they use? Do you know?
Well, it was all like those Felix programs and the original Dazzler demo programs and games were all written in assembly language, Z80
Okay.
assembly. The very first couple of programs written were in 8080 code. But I don't know how
Okay.
many of them there were. It's like 2 or 3 of them were written in 8080 assembly code. But then that Kromemco, I forget the story behind it. It's online. There's a story behind it, but they hired somebody else or some to write more programs, and they did it all in Z80 assembly.
Okay. That's interesting.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't know if anybody, like there was thing like Pascal or somebody used some other higher language level language as well.
yeah. So that's all that did. The 130, 140, 50, and 60 lines are what just start flipping through all the colors. But it's kind of a neat effect. It's like looking into a square tunnel or a
Yeah.
square pyramid, either way.
Yeah, looking down at it. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Or,
anyway, and I've written so many programs. I don't know how many there are now. But they do all kinds of art type stuff.
that's a cool effect.
Yeah, it's see if I can
Is that still the 128 mode that you were talking about, or is
no, this is the oh yeah, 128. No,
128?
yeah, 128 mode, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see,
I was wondering if you did if it was done in the 256 mode, if you could get more instead of a square, if you could do some sort of circular shape, or if that or it
oh
would
yeah,
be a
you
rough
can do
circle,
you
obviously.
can do circles and all kinds of things.
Okay.
This
If
is
I
the one.
remember correctly, Kromemco had a whole library of functions that they created. There's
That's that DZM or the dazzler.disk file has all those. I don't know how many are on there, but there's a whole bunch of different graphic routines that are all in assembly language, and you call them from assembly language.
exactly, yep.
I don't know from BASIC, any way of calling them from BASIC. I don't know if you can do that or not.
Well, that's the question that was initially brought up, and Bob played around with it, and he said no initially, but then he figured out DZMBASIC, which does that for you. So all those DZOP commands are
Yeah.
what call the different routines, because you got to call like 2 or 3 different routines to make one function happen. So he wrote DZMBASIC, and it works really well. And it's way easier than assembly language. So
No, it's a great tool. That is cool.
So this is the first real game I wrote, Hangman for Dazzler. And so you're supposed to guess a letter. Normally you go like A, but there's no A in that word. E, there's no E in that word. If I go I, there's an I.
It's cool. You have it doing both the graphics on the right and on the left. I like that.
Well, what I did is I took a Hangman, it was a Creative Labs, for what's that guy's name? Wrote all those from Creative Computing.
Oh, I remember the.
Adams or something like that.
I remember the Creative Computing. I don't remember who did it. So okay.
Let's see. Let me see if that's in my code. If I got that.
By the way, your guesses aren't good yet.
Yeah. Let's see. I did A-E-I-O-U. V
Uh,
W. Uh-oh, 2 letters. Y. Oh, I did Y, didn't I? Let's see. Try a P. There's his hands. Try a N. There's the feet. Try a X. Try a C. Oop.
oh, nice effect, Wall.
Yeah.
That's great. The door
Yeah, it's-
opens and everything.
door opens, the guy drops through. Quick,
Nice.
simple little, and that's not even using animation mode. That's just redrawing the screen, you know.
Cool,
But
good effect, bud.
yeah, it worked so well there. I thought I was going to use animation and key it up like that first, but that worked. That looks better than doing the animation of just flipping the screens, because that's the other command, is the A command, which lets you flip from one screen to the other screen, because there's 2 screens of memory being used in the Dazzler. One is what you see on the display, and when you do a DZOPA, then it flips to whatever's in the other screen. So let's see.
Can you update that other screen with in the background, or and then
right.
this way you can just flip back and forth when as you need to then.
No, I guess there's nothing on the other screen. Yeah, because I'm not using command. But right now I'm in the other screen. So
You can put
let's
a
see.
dot somewhere.
Let's run this. See, nothing's happening because it's still writing to the other screen.
The first screen, yeah.
So if I do a Control C, DZOP, A, there you can see the start of the program. So yeah, you can, when you do a DZOP A, you can fill the screen up with stuff. And then you do a DZOP A again, and then you're back on your display screen doing other stuff. And because it can draw so quickly on the other screen in a program, you don't really notice the animation being set up in the background. I mean, if you watch closely, you can see that slight pause as it draws something out, as your screen's sitting there and it pauses while something is being drawn on the other screen. And yeah, I've been trying to write basically like a Castle Wolfenstein program. I call it Zombie Escape, because basically it's almost like an infinite number of rooms, and you would just get lucky and it would randomly set one of the exits. As you go through a doorway, randomly it might be get you out of the game. But otherwise you go through the door and you're just in another room, and there might be zombies or just furniture or whatever in it. And that it's a lot of work. It's a lot more work than you can imagine, at least for me anyway, because I'm not that great of a programmer. But it's a neat concept to do zombie escape. And then another game I've been working on, which I got most of the stuff figured out, is Blammo. I call it now, right now, I just call it Blammo. Let's see if I can get my latest version of that. And I'm pretty sure this version is what's in my that zip file of all my collection stuff. But basically, I'm hoping to get this working perfectly, and then it'll be like sort of like a Trek 80 from the Sol 20 computer. But oh, let's see.
The drawing to the other screen, maybe? Yeah, possibly.
Huh. There it is. Okay. So it comes up with the title first. I might have to restart yeah, this is taking too long. So let's see. Okay, back to the sim. I'll go D.ini, get back into the, oh, do D.ini. So I'll go DZ off.
You're in CPM, so you gotta
CPM, no
Right.
basic.
you gotta get
Right.
into basic.
Oh, I thought I had DZ on and off, but I don't have them on this disk. Okay, so I'll go load my program. So we're back.
That's a lot of work, man.
all registers and stuff were cleared out. And
Mm-hmm.
so type A, type D goes down, F goes to the right, E goes up.
Is that where you're telling me there's an optional
I
joystick?
forgot what the fire was. I didn't pay attention to the. I haven't run this so long. Oh, I remember. Fire is the numeric keypad. So you can oops, he moved before I fired. Slipped right by. Shoot straight down. Missed him. Shoot straight down. Blammo. Yeah. So you can see it's kind of a neat game, and it goes right. See, like I can go down, and then it starts at the top, go right, and go through. And you don't always get a hit. It's always moving before I can shoot them.
Well, that's the
I'm hitting the
challenge.
wrong numbers. No. But anyway, you can see it's kind of neat.
Mhm.
It's definitely for little kids. But like I say, if I can get it perfected, then I can add stars and landmines and, a few other things on the screen.
Yeah.
And it'll be kind of like Trek 80, and I call it Trek 2025 because it'll be less comprehensive and a little bit easier to play than Trek 80. Trek 80, you need the cheat sheet showing you all the different commands next to you unless you play it for hours. Anyway, that's the DZZLER demo.
Excellent. No, thank you very much.
Yes, excellent.
Well, it's a fun game.
Yeah, that's
I
a
mean, a fun program that you play with.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The DAZZLER Basic is actually really cool.
Yeah, it's so super easy. So that's why I wanted to show it because it's just playing with it and exploring art sketches and stuff, or maybe making a game. There's this other guy, Luke Wong. He wrote a bomber game where the bomber flies overhead, and you got to time it just right so when you release the bomb, because it follows the plane and hits the target on the ground, and that. And he started bugging Bob about having it so that if a pixel hits another active pixel on the screen, that would be an automatic hit instead of having the program remember where the target is. So when you hit it, and Bob says he's going to get around to that eventually, but I got a feeling that he's not going to get around to it anytime soon because it's been more than a year now. But if more people get active with the DZZLER, it might spur them to get that last command in there, and which makes making games for the DZZLER easier.
Yeah. It's nice that you can do it on this simulator too. So this way, I don't have to worry about getting a DAZZLER card or a DAZZLER 2 and getting the whole setup running.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's the final goal. It would be nice to have a real DAZZLER and that type of thing. But the simulator gives you a good option. So
yeah, I would say if you want to build a DZZLER, build the DAZZLER 2. Parts, though, there's still some hard to get parts on there. They're a little expensive and hard to get, but there's fewer of them, and it's a single board.
yeah,
because if you build the original DZZLER, there's a reproduction set of boards online, but if you build some of those components are really expensive, and then it's two boards and twice as many chips to build and to solder in, and that actually might even be more than twice as many. The DAZZLER 2 uses those like FPGAs. I think it was 4 of them, so they eliminate a lot of the other circuit that's on the other 2 boards.
yeah.
And
I believe,
and DAZZLER 2 was designed by the same guy that designed the original DAZZLER.
oh, cool.
I tried sending him an email, but I think it got kicked back because I wish he could design a DAZZLER 3 that could do higher resolution graphics. Because I think if he could get it up to as much as 1024 by 768, I think a lot of people would jump on that.
I think the DAZZLER 2 doesn't use FPGAs. It uses
PAL.
Well, it uses those little square chips, whatever they are.
yeah.
One of those
One of
PLMs
the
or
3
something.
is the memory chip, and that's hard to find anymore. CPLDs. Yeah.
CPLDs.
CPLD. Okay, yeah.
It would be nice. It would be nice if somebody built a higher resolution one that matches the Super DAZZLER.
Well, what's the resolution of the Super DAZZLER?
I don't remember.
I
But it
actually never
did.
heard of one. Go ahead.
It's what was used at TV stations. We used them for weather graphics.
Okay.
The nice thing is you could sync them up to the sync pulses, the horizontal and vertical sync. And I think you could genlock it even to, to the color burst and everything.
Oh, it's 756 by 484.
Okay, nice even numbers.
Yeah.
When you-
Oh, I
when
mean,
you-
that would be useful for making games and stuff.
Well, I think it's actually higher than that, but the reason why the number's lower is because of the retrace.
Okay.
Oh,
You
that
lose
could
some-
be, yeah.
You lose some bits because of the retrace. Unfortunately, there's not even a schematic that I've been able to find for the Super Dazzler. I found the manual. You can find the manual pretty easily for it.
Hmm.
And if you're really smart, you could reverse engineer it from the manual, maybe.
Yeah. Somebody smarter than us? Definitely smarter than me.
Yeah, same here, man.
There's all the commands and how they work
Oh,
in the
cool. Thank you.
chat. But oh, you know what? I should put my, let's see. See if I can grab, I got it in a doc file. So yeah, and I spread it out a couple of times because, let's see, how do I attach a file to? Oh, let me, okay, there. It's in a Microsoft Word doc. So it's got a nice table of the commands, which is what Bob sent me when he made that. This is his manual for the program. So it's got that, but then I spread it out a little bit more so I could grab things to just send to ChatGTP when I was teaching ChatGTP DZMBASIC. So it could help me get my programs a little bit shorter and neater and structured a little bit better. Yeah, so when I first started writing DZMBASIC programs, I would use 100 lines on something that only took 20 lines. But that's my lack of programming skill, it's.
Well, what you're doing is pretty cool, man. So you should
Oh
be
yeah,
proud of what you've done.
that's why that on that page of mine, let's see, on the
So, yeah,
page of mine, oh, let's see, I can do
so
this.
I know some of the videos you included music too, so which was kind of cool too. So
Well, yeah, all the music you hear in my videos is music I've written. I'm putting the links in the chat if I. Let's see. DZ on and off. Oh. Huh. They don't seem to be on that page. I'll stick them in the link copies of those in the chat, but I got to add those. I'm going to have to add those to the need to add those to the web page. I thought I had them on there, but I guess I didn't. DZ on and off is just, especially when you're writing a program and something's not working right, you can go DZ off and DZ on, and
Yeah, there's .com versions of those two as well.
Well, that's what they are. They're not DZMBASIC. They're .com programs.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
What do they actually do? So,
They turn the Dazzler on and off. So it like
okay.
resets the Dazzler.
Okay.
I believe it just resets a bit in the control register.
Yeah, well, all I know is it cleans out the Dazzler so I can do stuff again because it tends to get confused every once in a while. God, I can't, let's see, Dan. Oh, because I'm looking in the wrong place. And
Yeah, I wish some broadcaster somewhere had kept a weather graphics weather graphics system that used the Super Dazzler, because that would be really good.
Yeah, you haven't seen one floating around anymore. I mean, this just yeah. I mean, I guess we're only limited number. I mean, though.
well, there's got to be at least 5 for the major networks.
Well, no, the major networks really didn't use them as much. It was the individual stations.
All the little stations.
We had them in most of our stations around the country, and it was used also for, who do they say? NASA?
I think the Wikipedia says U.S. Air Force used them heavily.
Yeah, Air Force. The Air Force used them for weather graphics. So, I mean, there's got to be probably at least 100 of them around, or had been.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things the scrappers back in 80s and 90s, the scrappers just started collecting all the old computer stuff and crunching it up to get the gold out.
Right.
And so much
such a
stuff has
shame.
been trashed for the gold.
Yeah.
Were those running in like the Z2 command code case type thing? Okay.
Yeah, they're in either Z2Hs or Z3s.
Okay. So it had the hard disk on it then.
And it had, it was like over half a rack of equipment. It was several boxes. And not only was it for the weather graphics, but several of the radar companies also used them for their graphics. So it wouldn't surprise me that, the weather, whatever the weather company, government weather is, used them too.
So the trick would be try and find a Z2H for sale.
Hopefully one that was at a TV station. Yeah. Otherwise, you're not guaranteed to have that board.
Yeah. You hope if somebody ever comes across it, that they offer it up to somebody who wants to get it scanned and so the board can at least be reproduced and stuff.
What about at the VCF things? Hasn't there been some weather displays at some of those VCF?
I vaguely remember somebody that was at a recent VCF said that they ran into somebody that's running a Z2H or a Z3, and they were going to see if they could get any information. But it turned out all they could get was the instruction manual for the graphics board.
So I
seem to recall
they should be able to get the guy to at least do high resolution scans of the boards.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember it coming up in one of the earlier S100 group Zoom calls.
So
do you remember that, Patrick? Do you remember anybody saying?
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember. I think I got the schematics and all the documentation for those boards.
Oh, you do?
I thought I did. Is that the ones we got from Herb?
I think it may have been, yeah.
Yeah, I'll let me track those down and email them to you.
Yeah, it would be for the SDI or Super Dazzler. It's
Yeah.
known at Kromenko called it the SDI graphics interface.
Just
And it ended up the output of it is component, not composite.
Right.
Excuse me.
Bless you if you sneeze, Dave.
Thank you. Thank you. I couldn't reach the mute button fast enough.
It's all right. It happens.
But yeah, that would be really great if that was there, because that would give somebody the basics of creating something new, even if it's an FPGA board.
Right.
And according to this information, which I'm looking at John Monahan's website, it was 2 boards, but it was a different pair of 2 boards than the normal Dazzler.
Yeah. It's interesting. I can't find the manuals for the Super Dazzler yet, but I did find a comment from somebody rebuilding a Dazzler. He said that Kromenko put the put images of the sides of the circuit board in their manuals so that you could recreate the boards from the manuals. Kind of interesting. He made a set of Dazzler boards from the board images in the manuals.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think they did that on the SDI.
Yeah.
Because I've been through the SDI manual several times. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff in it. It's, like the Dazzler, they really have a lot of information and looks like some simple code.
I just put a link in the chat, Terry. Take a look at that and see if that gives us.
Okay, let me link. That's funny. Nothing.
It does say Kromenko SDI video PCB on one of the JPEGs.
Yeah, there's a couple of PDFs. I can't remember if I looked at these yet.
SDI graphics interface instruction manual. Actually, a nice clear copy, whoever scanned it in. Except for the punch holes on it. I mean, it really looks good.
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody can get a hold of.
Yeah, there's schematics at the bottom.
Oh, there is?
Mm-hmm. There's the
unfortunately, my wife,
the video PCB, and then the DMA control.
Okay, let's see. GitHub.
Oh yeah, there's 2 JPEGs with schematics.
Oh, wonderful!
There we go.
So you'll have one whipped up by next week, right?
Yeah, right.
Whip it right up.
Yeah, you go.
Unfortunately, my wife needs me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to disappear. That's
all right.
Well,
no problem.
Terry, you're heading out then? Take care, bud.
Yeah, I'm just trying to stay here long enough to get to this link. Confirm with button. Okay. Too many different computers doing too many different things. Let's see.
Yeah, there's a JPEG and the schematics, and it's in the documentation, it looks like.
Okay, let's see. So what I need to do is I need to copy that, send that in email.
That's a lot of schematic. Damn.
Thank you very much, Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a lot of a lot on there.
Come on.
And they're generating composite videos, so you should be able to.
It is?
Yeah. Well, no, it generates the RGB separately as three
Right. Component. Yeah.
component video rather. So you should be able to put that through a converter and pump it into pretty much anything.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
See you all later.
All right.
Take care, Terry.
See ya.
If I can now find out how to get off of Zoom.
It should be a leave button somewhere.
Yeah, it was covered up.
Okay. Well, that was actually a good presentation, Walt. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent.
So has anybody got anything on computers today? What about you there, Joe?
So I had these will put these as the beginner questions. As I was building a 8800C case, and other things, I realized that the question I had, it sounds real dumb, but CPU boards, will the 8800 front panel work with any Z80 as long as I wire it up right, or do you actually have to stick with the original, based on what the front panel does, stick with one of the original MPA, I believe is what they call them, or it might be mixed up with Altair.
With the Altair 8800 front panel,
yeah,
you can use the TDL ZPU. You can use the SSM CB2 front panel. I think there's 4 Z80 front panels that are certified to work with the Altair front panel. With the mini front panel, you can use the Chromemco ZPU and the IMSAI MPA, MPB, I think MPUB panel. I think isn't the B the Z80 version, I think. But you can use the Altair ones and a few others.
So that's for the mini, and then because
the mini, or if you build a CPA panel, they'll work with that too. But there's a slight difference between those 2 front panels, and that's why the Chromemco sort of starts to work with the Altair, but seems to create problems. And
I mean, so there was some other cards out there, and I guess I know within the stack of stuff that I've collected over the last year, there's I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Wamenco, WAMECO.
Oh, the WAMCO.
WAMCO, and it. I mean, I believe it was. I mean, it looked like it was designed as a drop-in replacement, but it might have been a drop-in replacement for the IMSAI front panel as opposed to the Altair. And that's what I was trying to get an idea is the differences between the two. Are they similar enough, or are they really that unique? So I'm limited. Go ahead.
Right. So the biggest difference is newer boards. You treat what is the 3 pins? 73, 50, and 50. Oh, I forget the numbers. Anyway,
I know the 3 pins I jumper there. Yeah.
Right. So those 3 pins are treated differently in an Altair system because Altair used 2 of them for the memory protect stuff.
Okay.
So it actually toggles signals on those lines to protect memory.
And that's the toggle switch on the front panel.
Right, that's the toggle switch on the front panel. Yeah. And the downside of that is that the S100 standard has you grounding those pins. So later CPU boards may be expecting those pins to be grounded or ignoring what the Altair is trying to do on those lines.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's where you're going to see weird performance. And then I can't remember what the third one is, but it's also got a use on the Altair, but it's not used on true S100 boards.
Let's see, pin 20, 70, and 53 are the 3 jumpers on the motherboard.
Right. And in the S100 world, those are all grounded.
Yeah.
In the Altair world, they're all used for something. So
the other big problem you'll have is the Altair front panel did a trick to get M1. M1 comes when the status goes on the bus. M1's on the output bus on bit 5. and the Altair front panel does not get M1 from the bus. It gets M1 from DO5 during status. And a lot of CPU cards don't do that. They don't.
Right.
They when they generate their status signals, they don't send M1 over to DO5. So that's where most of them So that'll make I think examine not work, and
Right.
examine next not work.
Okay.
You know, this is something Terry might be able to do a demo on, is talking about the different CPU boards with the Altair front panel and the mini front panel, because I sent him a Chromemco. I gave him a Chromemco ZPU just so he could do testing with that on, you know, his stuff and my stuff and that he's worked on. And I think he's done a bunch of that testing, so he could really talk about it, you know, from real experience. And he might be able to do a demo because he's got open systems all over his little man cave there.
I'd be interested in seeing more. As I'm sitting here, you know, trying to play around with stuff, more front panel stuff. You know, I have a mini that I've built, still debugging, and I have the 8800C front panel that I built and still debugging. Partially because I don't think I have a proper CPU card for those two. You know, that's going to work right with it. I mean, you know, kind of thing. I mean, you know, it'll show the address bus activity, that type of stuff. But you know, a lot of times the switching. Actually, on one of them, and I think I might have an issue with the ground. One of them I flip. Is it examine next, and it starts running again. I'm in a stop state, and when I hit examine next, it starts executing again.
You know, something. When you're first building these computers, it is really handy to have either an original or a reproduction Altair 8800 CPU board. Start out with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got if you got one that's known working, start with that. When everything's working, then you can start shifting up to other boards.
Yeah, that's always a tough thing because, as you know, when you buy something or pick it up, unless you build it yourself, and then even then it's questionable at first. But you know, like I say, even the IMSAI that I've been, my brother's original IMSAI that I've been working on, I actually bought. I have the original card there, but I also bought a replica, I guess you call it, the replica card, and we're having some lighting issues on that front panel as well, but that one's also 50 years old, and I'm going to cut it some slack.
One of the things is the reproduction 8080 CPU board is identical to the original Altair 8080 CPU board, and you got to look at the manual. And I wish somebody would just do a demo video on how to get the clock signals, what pins and resistors, and, you know, setting it up to get those clock signals exactly right on the board so that it works. Because if you don't get those clock signals exactly right, you're always going to have problems.
Yeah, I don't know. My repro worked once I found a broken jumper wire, which took 2 weeks. The long jumper wire that goes right across the board.
Yeah.
It had broken at one end, but it hadn't moved. It took 2 weeks to find that, and that drives one of the that enables one of the bus drivers. So half the signals won't get to the bus.
Yeah, but when you build the board,
right,
you have to keep changing one or two resistors, and you got to look at put a scope on the clock pin or something, and you got to keep adjusting the resistors till you get the clock signal exactly right.
Mine worked straight out the gate. I don't know. Now, I bought a set of parts back when I built that board. You could buy the repo board and a set of parts. From the same guy who stopped selling the parts. I think he still sells the boards, but not the parts kits anymore.
I've seen the boards, and I considered buying them. At this point, I was told,
Todd. Get it from Todd. It's $10 cheaper.
Does Todd offer that board?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, yeah, I can reach out to
always,
Todd. Okay.
when you're looking for a blank board, the first place to go is to that Retro Brew
Yeah.
inventory and find the board there first, because that's the cheapest
Okay.
place to get boards.
Yeah, I didn't think I saw an Altair one when I looked, but I'll have to go. I'll have to double check.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that reproduction and the original MITS 8080 CPU board,
Yeah.
you're in the manual, it tells you got to adjust those resistors to get that clock signal right, or you're always going to end up with some problems. And I fiddled with mine for a while. I gave up and I asked Mike Douglas about it, and he says, just send me the board. And he fixed it and sent it back working perfectly.
Because my 8080 board reproduction just works flawless. I haven't had to touch it.
Yeah, likewise.
Okay.
Yeah, because the board I got from that eBay online kit. I bought the kit and the board from the guy and put it together, but the resistors weren't right.
Now I gotta look at the manual and find where it says about adjusting it, because I don't remember that part. It just so happens that there's the manual. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one in my folder about my
That's it. Okay, so I guess
I am familiar with that, because I was having a weird problem with my original MITS CPU board, and I talked to Mike Douglas about it, and he, I sent him some logic analyzer stuff on the timing and all that stuff. He said, yeah, change this resistor to that. And what's really funny, though, is when I was going through I have the original manual that my dad had, and it was kind of funny. I was kind of going through that, and I saw on some scratch paper somewhere the exact same thing he was working on.
Wow.
Like it must have been, 40 years ago.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, it's like a handwritten note on how to do that stuff.
Oh, that's great.
And I don't remember the details, but anyway, but Mike Douglas, I just sent him the picture of my oscilloscope.
Yeah.
He said, that's too far. That has to be blah, 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 blah. So change this and change that. And then I sent him a new one. He said, yep, that looks great. I said, yeah, it's running fine now.
Okay, so I guess the recommendation then for the 8800C is essentially grab one of those repro cards and try to build it up, and hopefully won't have too much hassle with the resistor values.
If you can't get the board working perfectly, send it to either Mike or Terry, because they both know how to get it set up correctly to work properly.
And the thing is, like, if I do have just some kind of odd problem, I always go back to the MITS 8080, because it's guaranteed to work with the front panel.
Right.
So that's kind of the card that's in my machine all the time when I'm working on other stuff, because I don't want to have problems coming from somewhere else.
This system, I don't mind literally getting and doing the original 8080 or a clone of it, a reproduction of it in there, because that's kind of what I wanted to set that up as. Put it next to the IMSAI, which will be mostly original when I finally get it working.
Yeah, I made the mistake when I was trying to upgrade my Altair 8800C to a Z80. When I pulled the 8080 CPU board out, I actually gave it to another guy that had just joined the S100 group and was looking, he was having problems. So I told him, I says, oh, this 8080 works perfectly. And I sent it to him. And it works for him, and it, helped him get going.
Right.
But then I couldn't get the Z80 to work in my Altair 8800C, and I didn't have the 8080 board to go back in there to make sure everything else is working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So